Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. As always, on a Sunday, I am posting a pick a card reading. It is timeless, of course. You could come to this any day of the week, any time. You can come to it today as I post it. You can come to it in 3 weeks, 3 years, whenever you are drawn to this reading. I will trust that a message comes to you that is right for you. Beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel if you are already a part of our beautiful community, and welcome if you're new. So today we are asking for an immediate message for you, something you need to hear right now, and we're also going to check in on how that might pan out over the next 7 days, literally the coming week. So this is your weekly check-in for those of you that follow week in, week out, and thank you so much. Beautiful souls, don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never ever miss a reading as soon as I post it. And let's dive in and let me show you these cards, and we will also draw a charm, a rune and a token as well today to help you to guide into the right reading for you. So we have, first of all, Dove, the card of peace. This is for pile 1. Okay, for pile 2, we have the Lion, leadership. This is for pile 2. And then pile 3, we have independence, cat. So that is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Now, let me put the little tokens out here. These are just purely so that you can see the charms more visibly. And I'm going to draw from each of these. So pile 1, your rune is the rune of Rado, journey. Your charm you have the horse, okay, and your token is 134, and we see like a little family. So that is the token. Token, rune, charm. Pile 1. Okay. Pile 2. Your rune is Fehu. This is the rune of possessions, of nourishment. We'll talk about the meanings in much more depth in the readings. Your charm is... Ooh, you have got an arrow. This is for pile 2. And your token you have a little ghost. How interesting. Oh, I'm really excited to do your readings. I always am, but I am just super excited to find out what these are really saying. Okay, so then cat, independence, pile 3, you have the rune of strength. You have the charm of an angel's wing. Oops. And your token is... you have the token of a bath with a shower. Okay, so that's 141 as well, if that number is important to you. 141. Okay, now I am going to leave the video running for a little bit longer for you in case you want just a bit more time. You can always press the pause button if you need even more time. Beautiful souls, trust your gut feeling, listen to whatever card, rune, charm, token is speaking to you. And beautiful souls, if you feel drawn to more than one pile, it is quite likely therefore that there will be more than one reading for you here today. Beautiful souls, I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. You have the Dove of Peace. This is really beautiful. You also have a little family, and you have Rado, the rune of journey. Sometimes Rado is about literally a journey. Perhaps some of you are journeying to visit family, but for others, Rado can sometimes involve journeying within to remove any obstacles. Whatever happens, something is to happen quite fast, I think. You may even have to revisit something with the horse running backwards. Let's draw more cards before we gauge your message that you need to know now, and also then look at the week ahead as well. Oh, all this lavender. Isn't that lovely? Lots of lavender flying out of these cards. I store my cards in a drawer, but with lavender and sage, a mixture. Lavender is what's known as an adaptogen, as a herb, and it takes the energy where it needs to go. So if you use lavender in conjunction with other things, let's say you were working with a healing crystal, if you are using it with lavender, lavender will help to sort of smooth the journey, to help to take it where it needs to go. Okay, let's just, we'll listen to that. So I'm going to move your lavender over and sit it next to your horse. Something about having a smooth journey here. Okay. Let's draw some additional cards, and then we will turn them over and see what we're shown. I'm seeing this and this and this one. And I will draw some tarot cards. I'm using 2 different packs today, but we'll use the cards from this one first. I'm just seeing all of these and this one. Now, if you're interested in any of the cards, my beautiful souls, they're all listed below for you. So we have, these are Rumi cards, letting go and union. Okay, so, oh lover, leave your lonesome scheming, become mad, find yourself in the heart of the flame, be the moth, be the moth. Ooh, wow. So letting go in this instance is very much, it's not about letting go as in saying goodbye to something. It's about letting go of any inhibitions, journeying within removing blocks, letting go of any inhibitions that stop you from moving forwards to embrace something, potentially a union. Okay, we have Saturn return, age. We have Black Moon Lilith, mystery. And we have 8th house, endings and beginnings. Okay. Saturn return. This is about maturity of choice. Versus, excuse my giggle, maturity of voice, maturity of choice versus just diving in, letting go and going for it. I think you're in a situation where you have a choice. And I think you are debating, do I, don't I? On the one hand, you could dive in with gay abandon or whatever that might mean. Just dive in, immerse yourself, jump in at the deep end. On the other hand, you could kind of be more rational, more thoughtful, and you're deliberating. I feel like you have a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other, or something along those lines. I feel like you are caught. It's not exactly caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. You could, for some of you, even be caught between freedom and obligation, with the family showing up here. But I think there will be a peaceful resolution, okay? We have an ending and a beginning here, 8th house. Now, Tutankhamun, he was resurrected, or his tomb was opened, wasn't it? I think you're being guided. 10 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. The Lovers. How interesting. Card of choice, maturity of choice showing up. You have the 2 of Wands. You have the Eight of Swords, and we're going to draw one more card. I think we have space for one more here. Yeah, there it is. You have the Five of Wands. Yes, you are caught. Not exactly between the devil and the deep blue sea, but I actually think you genuinely don't know which way to go. I think there's a choice in front of you. This is very, very interesting. We'll get more cards. We'll draw more cards. But I think your message, well, if we use this card as your primary message, letting go. Oh, lover, leave your lonesome scheming. Become mad, become mad. Find yourself in the heart of the flame. Be the moth, be the moth. I think that is your message, which is like, what are you waiting for? Something calls you. For some of you it is love, because it's a union. We've got union, the lovers. Something's calling you. I think that you're stuck in a place where there's competition between what you think you should do versus what you think you want to do. Hence the rune of journey. Will you take the leap? Now, the Four of Pentacles asks us not to cling to something that no longer works or no longer serves us. I think the trouble is you have no idea. If you dive in, you know, find yourself in the heart of the flame, be the moth, be the moth. I think the challenge here is that if you dive in, if you become the moth, you don't know whether you're going to get burned or not. You have no idea. And that is sort of, in an interesting way, part of the deliciousness of your situation, because it's quite exciting. It's a mystery. You have no idea. I mean, Lilith was the story of Lilith. She was born or created. Lilith was created by God with Adam to live in the Garden of Eden, but she wasn't very compliant because she believed that she was there on equal terms, and so because she wasn't compliant in those times, Adam kind of complained, and so Lilith was banned from the Garden of Eden, and God made Eve from Adam. So it's this kind of dilemma between something that I think is deliciously calling you, that you could just dive into, versus some sense of obligation or commitment. It's literally between the sort of shoulds and shouldn'ts, oughts and ought tos, versus something that you just want to do. You just want to do it. The horse running backwards. Interesting, isn't it? Because horses are about power. Why is the horse running backwards here? I think because you can't see. You see, you just don't know. Whatever's calling you, you don't know whether you're going to get burned or not. And so here you are, sitting here with this choice. Do you, don't you? You know you kind of want to. That's what I feel like. You really, really, really want to. But on the other hand, you don't know how it's going to be. You don't know whether, interestingly enough, if this is love, for some of you, because we've got the Five of Wands, which is a card of competition. Some of you could even be, I don't know. What if you've seen somebody? I don't know. What if you walk to work every day and you pass somebody, but you don't even know if they're single? What if there's competition? Will you be good enough? Will you be accepted? I think some insecurities are here. This as well, potentially, for some of you. And again, maybe there's stuff you just don't know. And yet the desire is there. Whatever this is for. I mean, for many of you, this could well be a relationship reading. We've got the Dove of Peace, which is beautiful. So let's draw more cards and find out about this. What's with the Dove of Peace? Because the Dove of Peace would suggest there is a peaceful solution to this. You know, here you are entangled in this sort of desire and not knowing which way to go. I mean, if this is not resonating with you, beautiful souls, this may not be your reading. Let me draw more cards to find out, and also we'll ask kind of, how does the week pan out? I mean, what are we being shown here? What are we being shown here? So you've got the Eight of Swords showing up again. But interesting, we now have a mouse standing here, poised. Now mice are fearful. In this card, in this Eight of Swords, you don't know what's going on. Here we've got a bit more fear, like you're walking a bit of a tightrope here. We have the Four of Cups. Interesting. Do you stay with the familiar? I think part of your challenge is internal. I think the Rado is about the internal stuff. I think you're fearful of losing security or fearful of losing your stability in some way, and yet it's a moth to the flame. We have Six of Cups, which is a card of generosity, of giving. Look at the butterfly. And we have these beautiful, beautiful spider's webs here. You know, I want to say have your cake and eat it. There's a way of doing this, okay? It isn't all or nothing, okay? There can be reciprocity. In fact, I think there is. But there can be a peaceful outcome to this. It's not exactly have your cup and eat it, have your cake and eat it. But this can definitely be negotiated. That's what's being acknowledged here. This can be negotiated. If you're concerned about upping sticks and moving on, and you're worried about money or finances, something can be negotiated. You have the High Priestess. The High Priestess puts us in touch with the bigger picture, the higher guidance. And I think because we see quite a Gemini looking image here, that I think there are two sides to every story, and this is balanced energy. I think there's more than one way of approaching your situation. At the moment, I feel you are in the zone of, I really want to, but I can't. There is more than one way of approaching this, most definitely. Yes, Seven of Pentacles. A lovely bit of lavender showing up again on this card too. Lots of lavender coming through in these readings. I can even smell it. The cards are smelling of lavender. It's lovely, really heavenly. Okay. There doesn't have to... At the moment, somebody is a bit prickly, or maybe you're a bit prickly. At the moment, the situation feels a bit prickly. But there can be a fruitful, flowering outcome. There's more than one way of approaching this. Now, even though I think your primary message, if I'm honest, is actually saying to you, acknowledge how you actually feel and take an ownership of your feelings, which is this. Oh, lover, leave your lonesome, scheming, become mad, find yourself in the heart of the flame, be the moth, be the moth. I think this is acknowledge your real, true feelings. Acknowledge what you desire. Lilith holds our deepest, darkest desires, the things that we are often even ashamed of. Own your deepest, darkest desires. Take ownership. Bring them out into the open. Instead of pretending they're not there, bring them out into the open. Even if you feel like you're treading on ice or not on solid ground, at least acknowledge them to yourself. This is your primary message. Own your feelings. And then you can begin to think about the different ways of approaching your situation. We have the Hermit. Okay. We have the Six of Pentacles. Lovely. Six of Cups, Six of Pentacles. Isn't that gorgeous? So we've got emotional compassion, emotional generosity. And then we've got physical, practical, money, stuff, generosity here. This is your cup overfloweth. Compassion, kindness, care. Six of Pentacles. There's plenty to go around. Plenty to go around. We've got the Five of Cups. Look at that. I don't think this has to be as tangled as you think it will be. We've got King of Cups as well. Okay. My beautiful souls, I can see the situation you're in. You know, it is, you are kind of caught between something you desire and the practicalities of life, or the restrictions of life, the commitments of life, or the safety of life. Your reading is saying this doesn't have to be, this isn't, say, black and white. You know, it's not all or nothing. Actually, there are ways of negotiating your current obligations to enable you to be able to move forwards and find a solution. There's more than one way of doing this. I'm not seeing you necessarily, although we do have the King of Cups here, I was going to say I'm not necessarily seeing you taking action per se, but what I think the action this week is actually to give yourself the space to think about how you could move this forwards. You know, thoughts create things that are then fueled by emotion. You know, what's the web you're weaving? Are you entangling yourself in a situation here with the Five of Cups being tangled up, as opposed to with gratitude, generosity, just moving yourself forwards? I think this week is a week to sort of almost get still and weigh up all of the different options, but through the eyes of kindness, of compassion, of peace. Think about your situation through the eyes of peace, through acknowledging your desires. You can then find a way forwards to meet them, to have them, rather than sort of doing battle with yourself. It's time, and that's why there's a looking back with this horse. You may actually want to revisit something as well this week, in kind of reviewing, looking back and reviewing, because the Six of Cups also does bring about, it's a card that indicates nostalgia. And, you know, I see it as a card of generosity. I see it as a card of potentials opening up. Your cup overfloweth. But your cup overfloweth because you also can, it's like a situation, a historical situation that possibly has been stuck, can now move forwards. Sometimes even a dream of the past can return and present itself to us again. Maybe this desire is a dream of the past. Maybe you are even remembering something of who you once were. And maybe there is something of yourself that you feel you've lost along the way, and something's happened that has sparked that desire in you. And yet there's a prickly feeling around, how do you handle this? I think this week you are being called to reflect and really contemplate. Reflect and contemplate the different ways of approaching this. The key here is to really own the thing that you really desire. And from that starting point of, this is what I want, then actually begin to piece together with reflection, with review, how you might actually initiate actions to move things forwards in a way that wouldn't be tangled in prickliness. They would be free-flowing and generous and fair and kind and compassionate. It's like bringing something into the open. You know, in a way, there's something that you are wanting to run after. Your reading is really acknowledging that. That's your first message, is, you know, actually saying to you, acknowledge the thing that you desire the most. And then, rather than feeling like, oh, I can't, or my commitments won't allow me, actually then really think about, step away, having owned your desires, step away and think about how you might move yourself forwards and make that possible. But do so from a calm and measured place, not a sort of I can't, but an I can. Reflect, observe, think about everything that's led you to where you are today, and now think about how you might begin to find solutions that enable you to move something forwards. Pile 1, this is your reading. Beautiful souls, there is clearly something that is beckoning, calling, whispering, possibly even shouting to you. It's not all or nothing. There's definitely a process to go through this week to enable you to own what you desire and also begin to look at the options that you have that will enable you to move this forwards in a fruitful, balanced, generous, harmonious way, in a peaceful way. So even if this is about challenging some obligations, it isn't all or nothing. It's not upping sticks and leaving the obligations, but there might be a different way of navigating them so that you have more free time to follow the something that you are desiring. However this is for you, my beautiful Pile 1, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for liking, for sharing, for subscribing. Thank you all of you who have signed up to my tarot course. It is amazing to be connecting with you all. And thank you so much for your feedback on the course. That is heavenly. Beautiful souls, tons of love. I am sending you the biggest excited kind of hug ever, and it is really interesting. It is as though your desires are being validated and acknowledged alongside a sort of, why wouldn't you go for this because it's amazing, alongside a kind of, but actually this doesn't have to be done in a manner that would be really topsy-turvy. There will be a way to do this. So it's a very, very delightful, excited, and yet really kind of sort of measured and supported kind of reading as well. Pile 1, tons of love. I really look forward to seeing you again for some other readings really soon. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. You have Lion Leadership. You have Fehu. This is unexpected surprises, gains, rewards, ambitions satisfied. I wonder if something is going to come to you quite swiftly with this arrow. Leadership. Well, let's find out. Let's ask for an immediate message for you. And we will also look at the week ahead. I'm seeing these 3. I love these Rumi cards. We've got one Rumi card with an image on it and one with a poem, which will be just beautiful to read. So, may we kindly ask for an immediate message for my Pile 2, and we will also look at the week ahead. I'm actually seeing this one. So we have confidence. Ooh, feeling your strength. How interesting. Look at the lion's strength here. Feeling your strength, I can move. Feeling your strength, I can move heaven and earth. And while others sing about love, I know I am the Sultan of love. Ooh, this is getting to the top of your game in something. Okay. And then we have freedom. So interesting. Wow, I'm really, really, really fascinated by your reading, Pile 2. What I'm ever so fascinated about is the ghost. Kind of really sitting there thinking, what is the ghost about? Now we have 12th house, escape. We have path of fortune, increase. And then we have North Node, life's purpose. Ooh, okay, wow, right. Unexpected rewards, surprises, ambitions satisfied, something moving fast. I'm going to draw your tarot cards before I say too much more. But, my lovely Pile 2, I think that something, I think something is going to happen quite quickly. I suspect something's coming to you. Ambition satisfied. Part of fortune increase. I think something may be coming to you very specifically. It gives you the confidence and the freedom and even the resources to escape a particular situation. I mean, if you are living in lack or poverty, this could be bringing you what you need to escape poverty. But something is coming to you quite directly. This is a very direct arrow. Or maybe you have to fire an arrow. It's like aim and fire in a very direct way in order to make this happen. But this is definitely about getting to the top of your game and doing so, not being afraid to do so, just going for it. It's like, this is kind of, I feel, saying, don't stop, keep going. Keep going, stay on track. You know, it's like wherever you have fired an arrow, follow it through. You know, don't hold back. Have the confidence to keep going with something. There is something, I think, that you can move towards that is literally going to put you at the top of that game, at the top of that field. It's your life's purpose. Okay, what else do we have here? Let's look at your tarot cards. We have the Five of Wands. Okay. We then have the Devil. We have the Page of Wands. We've got the Page of Pentacles. I'm seeing this one. We've got, gosh, 3 pages. Wands, Pentacles, Cups. And this one I'm seeing as well. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay. Actually, your reading is really clear. Really clear, pal, to your message. You are to keep going with something. This is really just stay on track. Don't deviate. Keep going. Step up. Aside from escaping poverty, for example, you are also being asked not to sort of dive into any kind of anything that detracts you from your purpose. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to work and only work. And besides, your purpose could be falling in love. Your purpose could be, I don't know, whatever your purpose is at the moment. I actually have to say, though, I think this is much more about your calling. I do think it is more about your work or your contribution or your service in some way. What I can say, I think, is that your contribution, your service will actually bring you financial gain. This is telling us that something that you are working on, that you're following through with, an ambition you have, can come to fruition. It absolutely can. Now let's ask about the Devil and the Ghost. I wonder if with the Ghost, whether some of you almost feel a little bit like when we are ghosted by somebody, or we are, you know, like when you feel like you've got imposter syndrome, almost as if I wonder if a part of you questions your ability to lead something. Perhaps you question your ability, your validity to step up, but actually you're meant to. Yes, look at this. Feeling your strength, I can move heaven and earth. And while others sing about love, I know I am the Sultan of love. This is about confidence. So your first, most important message, pile 2, is from your spirit team, from Source. You absolutely can do this. You are the person to bring this forth. You are the person to make this idea, this project, whatever it is. You are the person to make it happen. You are meant to lead this. You are not an imposter. You are meant to step up. I think you will be collaborating. For some of you, the Five of Wands here is a card of collaboration. However you look at it, it's asking you to step up. If it's a competitive environment that you're stepping into, it's asking you to step up. If you are needing to collaborate, it's asking you to step up. Now, I think your idea is in its early stages, okay? You've got the Page of Wands. This is all of that exuberant, creative, passionate, exciting energy with a vision in front of you. You have the Page of Pentacles. This is loaded with promise. You have the Page of Cups. This is so emotionally dreamy. I mean, this is the Page of Cups is that sort of, pigs might fly kind of. This is you're in the dream time. But you can make this real. This is actually a time to initiate something or to get it going, to fire the arrow or to keep it going, to follow the arrow. Whatever it is you're doing, if it's already happening, have confidence in it. If it's just getting started, have confidence in it and your own ability as well. This is absolutely what we're seeing, and your first message is really saying step up. Do not lack the confidence here. Go for it. Whatever this is that you are wanting to do, go for it. Whatever the ambition, whatever the big dream, go for it. Do not hold back, step up. It's your life's purpose, it's what you're meant to be doing. Now, this is absolutely your first message. Let's see how the week unfolds. Could we have specific guidance about the week, please? Okay, we have the Queen of Swords and the King of Cups. How interesting. What a combination. Now, the Queen of Swords is an energy of being crystal clear. Sometimes she's thought of as being a bit of an ice queen, but she's logical. She sticks to her guns. She aims and she fires and she goes for it. The King of Cups, however, he is very emotionally strong. He kind of recognizes that there's an ebb and flow. So this is kind of like, I think, energy-wise this week, saying be very, very, very clear. And yet also sort of, it's like set sail, set course. And yet also be available for your world to need to fluctuate at the same time. Okay? Doesn't mean you run off course though. You're just allowing yourself to kind of expand, I think, actually. We've got the Knight of Swords. Now, this is quite a fast-moving card, fast-moving energy. And look at the bird's eye view here, the eagle's perch. Really stopping and having an overview of what you're doing. I think that's why you need to be both clear on where you're going, clear on the ambition, as it were, simultaneously sort of open to feel your way through this, and also keep that overview in sight so you can kind of see what's going on around you. We then have the Knight of Pentacles. Beautiful. I love that we've got 3 pages and now we've got 2 knights. Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is a steady momentum. I'm seeing something this week can actually build and grow. Okay, so you'll actually start to see some genuine, what I would call early results from something. And then we have the Tower. So you reach this sort of kind of turning point. And it's interesting, in this Tower card, we see the symbol for Mars, which is the get-go. I think there is something that you can follow through with this week. Get anything out of your head that makes you feel like you are not good enough, or, where you would almost like ghost yourself, or if anybody else has ghosted you, made you feel as though you're not, you're waiting for somebody to send you something, or waiting for a piece of information and you don't get it. Well, just do it anyway. You don't need to ask permission from anyone. That is also a message for some of you. If you're sitting and waiting for permission from someone or for some information and it's not showing up, go for it anyway. Step up, take control, be confident, definitely coming through. Be logical, but also clear that you need to move this forwards, and because, that's how it is. You've got to feel your way through this. Keep the bird's eye view. And with the Knight of Pentacles, I think you will see genuine, steady progress of something coming together in its early stages or at a particular stage of development. And I'm seeing it then reach a kind of turning point. And the turning point is one where it can really start to grow. It's almost as though you're putting together a foundation this week of something. Could even be like a business plan or something like that. But whatever you're putting together, it creates an opportunity by the end of the week when you can really get going. But I think you're going to see a stage of development grow and consolidate this week. So have confidence and go for it. Don't hold back. Aim and fire. Do this piece of work, as it were, that needs doing this week. Make it happen, my beautiful pile 2. Just make it happen. Feel your strength. You know, feeling your strength, I can move heaven and earth. And while others sing about love, I know I am the Sultan of love. You can really be at the top of your game this week in this particular something that is brought forth, whatever it is for you. Wow, your messages are so clear. The information for the week is so clear. I feel so excited. I would love to know what this is about for you, my lovely pile 2s. You know, do please keep us posted in the comments. But I think you can really pull something together at a particular stage. It is literally like if it's a brand new thing, like an idea for a book, you could probably this week, if you really apply yourself, pull together the whole outline. Or likewise of a project, you could pull together the whole outline or pull together the first draft of, I don't know, like a business plan, or there's something you can pull together this week in a really, really amazing way. And this is really saying commit and go for it. This is the perfect week for the energy to help you to really, really with absolute clarity, determination and passion with the King of Cups. You know, real from the heart, but applying clear thinking at the same time. You can really pull this together. And I do think whatever this is, it is genuinely, it's got the capacity to really change your world in a really big way. It's your life purpose. You know, this could be how you really, really do kind of, I don't know, make your fame and fortune. Pile 2, this is your reading. Thank you for being here. Keep me posted. I'm dying to know what happens in your world, or what is happening. It feels mega exciting. This could be a very big ambition for some of you, so that is mega, mega exciting. And tons and tons of love. Thank you all so much to those of you who have been jumping on board my tarot course. It's amazing to be connected with you all. Thank you so much. If you're interested, I'll put the link below. Thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never miss a reading. Thank you for giving me the thumbs up if this is resonating with you. And thank you all just for being here, and of course for commenting, and all of you who also donate and give back through the super thanks. Thank you so much. Tons of love. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's get an immediate message for you and look at the week ahead. Strength is really coming through for me here. Independence, strength, walking your own pathway. We've got a bath. Maybe you're having a clean sweep. Perhaps you're releasing something. Perhaps you're finding your wings to fly. Let's find out what's going on. We have celebration. I look upon your face and I become the spring newness. I breathe life into flowers and thorns shrink away from my passionate kisses. I am the roar of the sun, tearing away the veil of illusion. The mundane is sacred now. It is time to celebrate. That is your Rumi poem. We're drawing a Rumi poem and also a Rumi image, an image connected to these cards. Here's your card. Perspective. How interesting. Okay, what else do we have for you, my beautiful pile 3s? That's a lot of cards coming out, but I'm just going to go with them. Okay, we've got 8th house endings, beginnings. If you were drawn to pile 2, this was in pile 2, I believe. We have 4th house roots. We've got South Node life's debts. We've got Mercury retrograde reinvention and Saturn return age. Okay. Gosh, I think you're about to launch into... I do want to say your independence. I think you're releasing something, letting go of something. This is like leaving home for the first time. Letting go of something, for some of you it could literally be letting go of something of your past, but you are moving on from something. And this is actually saying to you, because this is very unique to you as well, this is saying to you the universe absolutely supports your growth in this moment, completely and utterly. You need to find the wings to fly. It's time to cleanse, shed, release, cleanse. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the Hierophant. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the card of Justice. Let me move these along. Okay. Be resolute. There is a situation around you where there is a kind of a... I think you have a choice with the card of Justice to some extent. I think you have a choice as to how you move forwards here. It feels like leaving the nest, flying, being a fledgling, leaving the nest, going for it, picking up your bags, your wands, and setting forth. Even with the Hierophant, which is a card of tradition, there's a key here. Very interesting, because tradition is valuable for us. We learn from tradition. Though sometimes we also need to fight against it. Sometimes we've got to go our own way. And I feel with independence, this is about trying to go your own way. Saturn return, when we have our first Saturn return around the age of sort of 28, that kind of age, it's such a point of review where we are effectively launching into independence. With the reinvention, I think you have an opportunity at the moment to really, really, really reflect on who you want to be and what you want your world to look like. For some of you even, where do you want to put down roots? Endings and beginnings, where do you want to put down roots? I think for some of you, you're setting forth. Actually, it is. It's something of independence. You're choosing to do something. And in some ways, you don't quite know how this is going to work out. With the Justice card, we've got a blindfold. But you're doing it anyway. You've picked up, I feel like, what's that saying, isn't it? Pick up thy bed and walk. I think you're quite clear that this is something you need to do. And it is absolutely worthy of celebration. I look upon your face and I become the spring newness. I breathe life into flowers and thorns shrink away from my passionate kisses. I am the roar of the sun, tearing away the veil of illusion. The mundane is sacred now, it is time to celebrate. I think you are tearing yourself away from something. Or something is coming to an end. Life's debts. Maybe you feel you've paid for something. You've paid your due. It's time you can now leave and move on. This is the time for you to find yourself, to absolutely release yourself from life's debts, or any contracts you made with yourself, actually, where you've remained in a position. It is time for you to spread your wings and soar, but in a really independent way. Absolutely, spread your wings and soar. It is time for you to no longer be a fledgling in the nest, whatever that nest may be. It's very interesting, actually, that I do feel this week there's quite a flavour of new beginnings, in different ways coming through the readings. And yours is so clear, pile 3. It is time to celebrate and own your own independence. You know, even Uruz, it tells us the universe has your back. You are meant to move forwards. You are meant to find your wings and fly. But also, it indicates endings and beginnings, which we have here as well. Maybe there is an ending around you that you are viewing through a particular lens. Perhaps it feels really unjust or difficult. And yet maybe if you were to take off the lens of, the blindfold here, the lens of that perspective, you might see it as the most magical opportunity. There's definitely something here. And maybe I think it may be the key to freeing you from a burden as well. Maybe the 10 of Wands in its highest vibration is actually encouraging us to break free from something that is too heavy to carry. A weight, like a weight on your shoulders. Be kindly asked for information about the week ahead for my pile 3. You have the 4 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. Lovely. So the 8 of Wands is a very fast energy. The 4 of Pentacles often invites us not to cling to something. Now, it's very interesting because with the bee, the worker bee here, we see all this sacred geometry going on. I feel that there is real timing involved in this. Real timing. I also want to say with the worker bee, if you are exiting a situation and it means that you've got to kind of, you're going to have to, maybe there's extra work involved, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. Just sort of beaver away at it. The mundane is sacred now. It's like every step you take is part of the synchronicity of this ending and this new beginning. We have the 5 of Pentacles. I think something's outworn its time. But interestingly enough, within this ending, there's a new beginning. With the 5 of Pentacles, we're looking at an apple that's a little bit kind of shriveled up here. But that's the perfect time for those seeds to fall out and be sown. Yeah, we have the Queen of Cups. Look at that snake of transformation. 2 heads on our snake. What else do we have here? We have the Hanged Man. And the Fool. Okay. Pile 3. This is a point of, it is a point where you're needing to exit something and fly. Something is stopping you from flying and you need to do that, and that's completely appropriate. But I think there are quite a lot of mundane tasks to do in order to get to where you want to be. I think you might even be itching to sort of escape, or itching to grow, or itching to leave, or itching to do something. But there's quite a lot, I think there are quite a lot of responsibilities that you're needing to attend to along the way. This would be like if you were moving somewhere or doing something or setting up a new company and you're having to cross the T's and dot the I's and pay attention to the details. But it's really important that you do so, because this will be the foundation for the new. So on the one hand, I'm seeing massive celebrations, that sense of freedom, that sense of liberation, that sense of spreading your wings to fly. On the other hand, I'm seeing that there are quite a lot of things that need to be attended to, hence the retrograde energy, reinvention, and South Node, life's debts, justice as well. I think there are things you have to do in order to make the exit possible. This isn't just like a baby bird launching itself out of the nest and off it goes. It's flying and it's flying solo and everything's going well. It's as though I think there will be a series of things that you need to attend to, even though you're itching to get going. You really, really want to get going. Even though the Queen of Wands has got this sort of reflective energy with the mirror of her. I think there are things you need to see, attend to, work through in order to reach this point of freedom, of independence. There's stuff you have to do along the way, and I think this is a week when you can do a lot of that stuff. You can still celebrate, of course, because you know where you're going, what you're doing, but there's also recognition that everything that you do, and it's really delightful, everything that you do is part of the roots that you're establishing for your new future, your independence, whatever it is you're doing. So every time you do something, it's another stone in the foundation. But this is a week where there are lots of things to be done. I think quite a lot of mundane things, quite a lot of everyday stuff actually needs to be attended to. But you can attend to those while celebrating the fact that you are building the new, you are feeding the new, you're paving the way for the new. You're crossing the T's, dotting the I's. You're making sure that you leave no unfinished business, which means when you then launch yourself out of the nest, there is nothing that's going to come back and follow you. There's nothing that's going to come back that you've forgotten about, that you didn't do. So leave no stone unturned. Attend to every possible detail here. And then the time will come for you to launch yourself into the new, whatever this is. But right now, there are definitely this week details and paying attention to those details that needs to be done to establish. It's like a space of freedom to fly. But to get to the freedom to fly, there's quite a lot of details that need to be attended to, actually. And so the key is to just commit to all of these things. You know, if there's a whole tax bag of stuff that you've got to attend to, a massive list, attend to it one wand at a time. You'll get to the end goal perfectly fine, but you've got to work through it. And you'd be surprised how quickly this is going to come together and fall into place. But this is about being quite meticulous. You know, if you're going to shed that skin, you're going to be free to fly. You do need to pay attention to the details. But the new beginning will come. I think you'll be amazed at how much you can achieve within a very short space of time, actually. And that's what we seem to be looking at this week. I'm kind of excited. I mean, it's like, what is it that you're moving away from, and what are you moving to? The advice today for you, obviously no reading actually tells you what to do. You have conscious free will and choice. But I think the advice today is really interesting because it is really saying to you, there's a lot of details here, a lot of things you need to attend to. So attend to them. You know, make time to really see what needs to be done, and because what you don't want is to have to return to something again. Be like if there's any contracts with justice here, if there's any contracts that needs to be signed, you don't want to be not reading the small print or not getting it right. You want that to be right, because if that's right, then you're not going to have to return and do anything else again. You haven't got to sort of reinvent the wheel if you've already actually copied a wheel perfectly from one that was already reinvented. But there's something about really attending to those details. You don't have to do unnecessary stuff, but you do need to do the necessary stuff. But celebrate it. You know, there is a great art form in the mundane. when we do something and everything that we do to the very best of our ability, whether we're hanging the washing on the line or, making a meal, or whether we're creating a work of art, if we give it our best in every possible way, with gratitude, humbleness, desire, celebration, actually everything is going to then flow and kind of run seamlessly, which is what you really want. Wow, gosh, whatever this is, keep me posted, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's definitely time for you to move in this direction. Shed, release, cleanse. That lovely, well, I'm imagining like a salt bath here. But, if you're shedding, releasing, cleansing, if you're having a salt bath, there are also details to attend to. In a way, as you attend to the details with joy and gratitude, they fall by the wayside. They are done and dusted, so they can be let go of because they are done and done well. And that's what we're seeing here. Pile 3, thank you for being here. Thank you so much, all of you who have jumped on board my tarot course at this stage of its development. There's a huge discount available at the moment. Thank you. It's fabulous to connect with you all. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Don't forget to press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never miss a video as soon as I upload it. And just thank you, beautiful souls. I would love to hear what's going on for you, because it really does feel like this is quite an epic week coming of transformation, which doesn't surprise me given the nature of the astrology at the time of doing this reading. In all honesty, whenever you come to this, then if you're drawn to this reading, then it's because the timing is right for you, and it's absolutely time for you to follow your independence and follow through with what is right for you. But pay attention to those details. Tons of love, Pile 3.